Quick warning before we begin. This episode contains descriptions of violence that some people may find upsetting. You remember Jen McAdam, right?
We're talking multi-billions here. Globally gone.
The Scottish OneCoin investor who put thousands of pounds of her inheritance into Dr Ruja cryptocurrency, OneCoin.
I believe we are a very special network.
Jen persuaded her friends and family to invest more than £200,000.
Because we really act as a family.
She was one of maybe 1 million people around the world who'd heard about this exciting new coin and thought it might change her life.
One family! You're amazing, guys.
Until she realised that OneCoin was a giant Ponzi scheme. One of the biggest scams ever.
I know they didn't have a blockchain. They couldn't have.
OneCoin's founder, Dr Ruja was not a crypto pioneer. She was a brilliant con woman who stole billions from people in almost every country on Earth. She went on the run in October 2017.
And nobody knew where is Dr Ruja.
And still hasn't been found.
I mean, she could really be anywhere.
Jen was one of the very first people we spoke to when we started making this series all the way back in 2019.
It was the first trip, it was the first thing we did.
Once Jen realised the truth about OneCoin, she tried to warn as many people as she could. That's why she agreed to speak to us in the first place.
I haven't been to Glasgow since the last time I came here to see Jen.
And more than 6 years later, we've come back to Glasgow to see Jen again.
God, it's freezing.
Dan!
Alright, how are you?
Oh, lovely to see you. Yeah. And then let's get you up.
How are you doing?
I'm alright. Well, I'm not alright, but...
You've got to say that anyway, yeah.
I can't tell you where exactly, but Jen lives on a council estate. The lawn is carefully cut. There are no weeds anywhere. The only clue that something unusual has happened here
Smile for the camera.
is the security camera on her front wall
Come in, I'll put on the kettle.
and the multiple locks on her front door.
Welcome to Macassar, Fort Knox.
Do other people here
Yeah.
know your story?
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah. They're very protective. Really protective. Yeah.
Do you feel safe in here?
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't feel safe. But,
Shoes
go
off?
through.
Yeah.
No, if you're comfortable with your shoes on, take them off.
Jen has become a kind of informal spokesperson for so many of the OneCoin victims out there who've lost money just like she has.
Initially, I went through a stage just advocating for OneCoin victims' justice. It was 24/7, and it still is 24/7.
After our podcast came out, Jen published a book about her experience called Devil's Coin. On the table in her very clean and tidy front room, she's lined up copies of her book,
That's the Ukrainian one. Italy.
translated into several languages.
It's German, Poland, and Taiwan.
When her book was first published, Jen had been planning a big launch party.
It was to be a special evening, just all coming together, and I thought, let's have a celebration.
But then, messages from an unknown number began appearing.
So it started just a WhatsApp video, opened it up, and there he was masturbating. Couldn't see a face.
Then it was phone calls.
2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it would go right through to about 10, 11 in the morning.
Who do you think was doing this?
I don't know. Sounds Eastern European, the voice to me anyway.
At the time, she was so worried that she went to the police, and after listening to their advice, she decided to cancel her book launch.
And how did you feel having to cancel it?
I was absolutely devastated. I was more upset for my family. Really, what they were all so looking forward to it. It was a time to celebrate after going through hell for years. It was just one day. We couldn't even do that.
As we sit and talk, I'm reminded just how long this has been going on for Jen. It's been nearly a decade since she first invested. For victims of scams like OneCoin, the experience stays with them long after the money has gone. We don't usually hear about the aftermath, but you lose a lot more than money. Scams take your attention, your time, your headspace. Some people get very depressed. They feel ashamed and embarrassed. I doubt a day's gone by when Jen hasn't thought about Dr Ruja, where she is, what she's doing, how she pulled it off. Jen's probably the most well-known victim of one of the biggest scams of all time. It still defines her life.
I've been one holiday in all these years. One. I have missed so much. You can't put a price on precious moments with your family. Time's gone. So she stole that time as well.
Jen can't help but think that somehow Dr Ruja could be connected to those menacing phone calls and videos.
I'll be honest, they thoughts do come into your head. Has she got anything to do with this? And would it surprise me? No. She has money, and when you have money, you have power. And you can manipulate very easily. In fact, I want to show you something.
Oh, okay. Jen pulls out her phone and starts scrolling through photos and videos,
2 videos.
stopping at one that she says has come from one of her contacts.
Do you know where this is? It's exotic lifestyle.
Photos and videos taken just a couple of years ago
A lot of plastic surgery, isn't it?
of a woman about Ruja's age.
Ah. Oh yeah, I mean, it does look a lot like her.
This is the Missing Cryptoqueen. Episode 13. The South Africa Connection. When we started this podcast back in 2019, I never really expected that we'd still be going 6 years later. If you've been listening since the beginning, you probably didn't either. But just like Jen McAdam, we think about Ruja and OneCoin all the time. We've investigated dozens of sightings, spent hundreds of hours trying to piece together clues. We followed leads all over the world.
We're all kind of realising this is someone on the run.
The British Virgin Islands,
I think it could be quite a big lead.
the Mediterranean,
Right now we have a very active operation trying to catch Ruja Ignatova.
back in Bulgaria,
And she said, I have to fly Ryanair and drive in a car over the border and you fly private jet. There's something wrong here.
in Southeast Asia,
Some people over in Thailand seem absolutely certain that she's hiding in a mansion there.
we've trawled through videos and photos people have sent,
I spotted her, like I kid you not, I spotted this woman.
looked at car registration
A
plates,
silver Aston Martin that's being driven around London.
at boat traffic.
You can easily live on a yacht all year around.
We've spoken to staff at restaurants, airports, yacht crews.
Called up restaurant in Athens. Lady in photos seems familiar to staff.
We've even sent a delivery rider
Is there nobody in?
to a mansion in Dubai.
Thanks for trying, I guess. Just keep the donuts.
Some of this you've heard already, A lot of it you haven't, because we only play you a fraction of the hundreds of people we've spoken to, the leads we've tried to follow. But ultimately, after all of this, it's been 6 years of dead ends. And I've got to be honest, I'm getting pretty disheartened. So when Jen says she knows Ruja is alive, you know my reaction? I'm not sure I believe her. Producer Rob and I carefully check out the videos Jen shared with us. And by the next day, we're 95% sure the person Jen thinks is Ruja is in fact someone else. I wasn't convinced that that was her. Have you slept on it? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's her. I've watched over the years so many video, the research. Straight away looking at it, I can see her. I feel it's her, Jamie.
But do you maybe want it to be her?
Well, of course I do want it to be her. Yes. I want her to be found and caught.
I think Jen is just like me. She wants to believe that Ruja is alive. We've both put too much of our lives into this, and it's pretty hard to accept that you might have spent years chasing a shadow. In the last episode, we looked into the possibility that rather than being on the run for all this time, Ruja had been murdered around a year after she vanished.
Utter bullshit. I think it's a story that has been set up. Information that she's been chopped up and thrown overboard into the water for the fish. Bullshit.
Jen's not convinced, but this is the evidence. Police documents apparently recovered from the home of a murdered officer suggested Ruja was killed in late 2018.
Ruja is over. She was killed on a yacht.
And her dismembered body thrown into the Mediterranean Sea.
Who was behind this murder?
Taki,
the suspected drugs trafficker known as the Cocaine King.
Why?
To hide his involvement in the OneCoin scam.
I'm speaking here to Atanas Chabanov, one of the Bulgarian journalists who got hold of these documents. Ever since these documents came to light, we and other journalists have been trying to find more evidence to confirm if what's said in them is really true. As far as we know, Taki has never been arrested over claims he had Ruja murdered. We attempted to contact him through his lawyers, but they didn't reply. But there's another person who might know if Ruja is really dead. The person who first got hold of these mysterious police files and handed them over to Atanas and his colleagues. Like Taki, a shadowy figure thought to be part of the Bulgarian underworld. A man called Krasimir Kamenov, known as Kuro.
He came here with a relatively low profile.
Aaron Heyman was working as a crime reporter in Cape Town when he first came across Kuro.
The Bulgarian community in South Africa started establishing itself here in the 1990s. You had dissolution of the East Bloc. We became a democracy in 1994, and a lot of people migrated to South Africa from all over the world. Along with that, you had some Bulgarian criminals.
Aaron starts investigating these Bulgarian crime groups in South Africa. Now, on the face of it, Kuro is a successful expat businessman who runs car parks and a fruit and vegetable market back in Bulgaria. But there are persistent rumours that his wealth also comes from drug trafficking.
He keeps his hands clean, so he's clearly professional. He knows what he's doing.
At one point, Aaron even manages to speak to Kuro.
Is it Krasimir speaking?
Yes.
Excerpts of this call were first broadcast in a podcast that Aaron made. He shared the full recording with us.
Speaking with Aaron Heyman here, I'm a journalist with Times Live. Do you think that that there is a Bulgarian organised crime component?
In South Africa?
Yeah.
No, my friend.
Aaron doesn't get much useful information out of Kuro.
You've never been arrested in connection with any crimes in South Africa?
Never.
Are you quite well off?
Well off, yeah, you can say. I'm not rich, but well off, yeah.
Okay.
But weirdly, the conversation goes on for some time.
They seem to be quite big in narcotics.
Bulgarians quite big in narcotics. They can be only servants to somebody else.
Both of us are trying to fish and step around how much we know, who we've been talking to, that sort of thing. I guess that's why he held on to the conversation for so long, because he would have tried to figure out how much should he fear. If I know these things, maybe his enemies know these things.
Some information just to help you, I can give you.
Yeah, no, I would appreciate that. Yeah.
If you want, you can see each other and we can talk.
Yeah, no, that'd be good.
Because it's become very interesting for me.
People like Kuro don't normally talk to journalists, but maybe something changed for him. Not only was Kuro speaking to Aaron, around the same time he was also handing those documents about Ruja over to Atanas. There were even rumours he was talking to the American authorities. We try to establish contact with him too. Through an intermediary, we hear that Kuro might be open to speaking to us. For a while it feels promising, but all that changes on the 25th of May, 2023.
I remember it was raining that day, a very moody, gloomy day. I was sitting in my office and then somebody said to me there were foreigners, Russians, killed in Constantia.
Constantia being one of Cape Town's most affluent suburbs.
And I was like, nope, those aren't Russians. I just had this feeling. And I got into my car. While I was driving to the scene, I was like making frantic phone calls, speaking with all sorts of contacts, both law enforcement and people who knew Kamenov in other capacities. And some of them were actually at the scene.
Aaron's drive to Constantia takes him around Table Mountain, far from the metal roofs of Cape Town's sprawling townships, and out into the lush green suburbs south of the city, where luxury homes are nestled among vineyards.
When I got to the scene, it's just looking at this magnificently beautiful neighborhood with misty rain and these beautiful trees. Man, it was like, that's the creme de la creme of high-end property in Cape Town.
11 Evergreen Lane is an imposing large house, mostly obscured by high white walls, topped with an electric fence. There are security cameras everywhere. At the front of the house is a large remote-controlled brown gate.
Quite a heavy gate that works like a motorised gate that slides open. And the gate's rammed open.
The house is cordoned off. Police officers are busy examining the scene when Aaron hears back from his contacts.
And they said, yes, it's him. It just happened. Kamenov was shot at close range. He hadn't had time to really respond to these intruders in his house, and he was executed. Quite a professional hit.
Developments in the murder of 4 Bulgarians in the leafy suburb of Constantia.
They had made sure that there were no witnesses. His wife was executed, the nanny, and one of his bodyguards.
Authorities are warning people to avoid jumping to conclusions.
I think a lot of people are very fearful something terrifying has happened in their neighborhood.
The murders quickly become front-page news in Kuro's home country of Bulgaria, where there's speculation that he was the victim of a mafia hit.
The suspects got away. They sped off in different directions. One of the suspect vehicles was seen on CCTV under a bridge on one of the main highways and disposing of a bulletproof vest and a gun holster. And then these people disappeared.
Kuro might have been one of the only people who knew the truth about what's really happened to Dr. Ruja. A man seemingly high up in the Bulgarian organised crime world who'd somehow acquired police documents which said Ruja had been murdered. From South Africa, he'd started leaking this information out from this secretive world. To this day, no one has been arrested or charged for the murders. It leaves us with so many questions. Who wanted Kuro dead and why? Could all this be connected to Ruja somehow? Was Kuro hiding something about Ruja's supposed murder, like the fact it was just a clever decoy? We might never know. The thing about this story is that every time we seem to hit a dead end and we're about to give up, something unexpected happens. It's one of the reasons we can't ever quite let this go. Rumours of Ruja's murder are circulating. The man who might know the truth has been assassinated. And at this moment, the US authorities suddenly kick into action.
Today, the US government is announcing a new reward.
The US ambassador to Bulgaria announces on TV that the reward for Ruja is being increased. Not by a little, by a lot.
A new reward of up to $5 million for information leading to the arrest and or conviction of Bulgarian-born German citizen Ruja Ignatova. Tips that lead to the arrest and or conviction of Ms. Ignatova will be eligible for this new $5 million reward.
Do you think for 1 second the FBI, USA authorities, the DOJ would put her on the top 10 most wanted and then increase a reward for $5 million if they thought she was dead?
It's not just Jen McAdam thinking this. So am I. Because this announcement comes just 3 weeks after we released our last podcast episode looking into Ruja's possible murder.
How many authorities are after her? And all of a sudden, oh, she's dead. She would want you to believe that, wouldn't she?
Maybe Jen McAdam was right all along, that Dr. Ruja is still alive. And not too long after Ruja's reward is upped, there's a flurry of activity, including a new TV documentary.
Mich der isländischen Nation als Präsidentschaftskandidatin anzubieten.
It's aired on ARD, which is a German public broadcaster that's a bit like the BBC. And it features journalists from some of the country's most respected outlets. The documentary, called The Hunt, claims that Ruja has finally been spotted. Just a stone's throw away from where Kuro was shot dead. Next time.
Ruja Ignatova.
She's worth $5 million.
She's apparently...
What? 90 million rand.
In Cape Town.
No. I need that 90 million rand ASAP.
We managed to speak to police in Germany.
I'm convinced that we will find her.
Who also believe Ruja is still alive.
She's in a very good position to continue this for a fairly long time. But experience has shown that at some point, everybody makes a mistake. and I'm very much convinced that she will make a mistake too.
And they're one step ahead of us.
South Africa is now a recurring topic. I would say it was a good tip.
The Missing Cryptoqueen is presented by me, Jamie Bartlett. It was written by me and Rob Byrne. Rob Byrne was the producer, and Georgia Catt was the executive producer. The music is by Phil Channel and Desislava Stefanova and the London Bulgarian Choir. The commissioner was Dylan Haskins. It's a BBC Studios production for BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live.
Hello.
Hello, mate. One more person sends me a message about this South Africa thing.
You've been inundated.
Oh, everyone's like, have you seen this? No, I haven't seen this.